3 students are reading webtoon novels on mobile and call it boring as it is about school bullying, and it doesn't happen these days. Sehyun Kim is keeping an eye on them. The fat one squeezes his neck and leaves him there unconscious. He wishes his life could be like video game quests so he could grow stronger with time. Suddenly a quest window appears in front of him and he gets shocked. At school, he never speaks for himself and gets bullied. At home, he yells at his mother and says that he wants to drop out of school and wants to start a YouTube channel. His mom doesn't allow it. When he is lying on his bed, the window appears again. He presses yes. His first quest is to apologize to his mother and he will get a reward. He does so. A reward of growing taller appears and he uses it. His highest grows 1.2 inches and he is beyond the clouds. The next day at school, everyone notices that he has grown taller. Suddenly, other tasks appear in front of him. It is to kiss Karen Beek. He is shocked after seeing this task. He looks at her and thinks it is an impossible task. He wants to give up but he cannot as his previous rewards will be taken away, and the window will not appear again. He decides to give it a try. He asks his friend Yakuza how to kiss a girl. Yakuza says just be honest and ask. Sehyun says it does not work for guys like them. Yakuza suggests that he can pay the girl for a kiss. He likes this idea as a kiss is just two people's lips touching but they both don't have enough money. In addition to it, he has to be alone with her. But then he remembers he never takes gym class and keeps sleeping in the classroom. Sehyun also skips gym class. After she awakes, she sees him in the class and asks him to bring her strawberry milk. He says he has already brought it. When she is about to drink, he grabs it from her hands and takes a sip. He asks her if she ever kissed someone. She says he should better get out before she sends her to jail. He cries sitting in his room. Suddenly the window appears saying the quest is completed. He guesses that she must have used the same straw to drink milk. He claims the reward and 2 cards appear in front of him. The gold card offers him 20/20 vision. He uses it and starts seeing things clearly. He claims the silver card and wonders if it is the best one. He meets his sister Dahyun at the dinner table. She asks him to not talk to her at school as he always gets beaten up and it's embarrassing. The next day at school, Changdong again beats Sehyun. He drops his cigarette and asks Sehyun to fetch it. He does so when his sister comes there and asks him what he is doing. Changdong says he was smoking and Sehyun was just picking up the cigarette but he tossed so the teacher doesn't punish him. She asks Sehyun if it is true. He says yes. He takes him to the restroom with him. There he asks Sehyun to introduce him to his sister. He tells him that she is creepy and they don't talk too much. Changdong says she would be a good lay. Sehyun punches him in his face and throws him away. He recalls that the silver card gave him an ability to jab. At the same time, another quest appears and it is to fight with Changdong and defeat him. The quest starts. Sehyun throws a jab and after that keeps hitting Changdong until he falls on the ground and becomes unconscious. He wins the fight and wins a silver and a bronze card. Yakuza grabs him and asks him to run from here. Yakuza is worried that now they will be punished. But Sehyun is thinking about the notification of his jab skill increasing up to 97. He thinks what will happen if it goes to 100. He looks at the cards he won and looks surprised. They get caught by 3 students who ask him if it's him who did beat the Changdong. They ask the other students to get out of the class unless they want to get beaten as well. Sehyun decides to get beaten by them because if he beats them then he will be punished by Hajun-gu who has never defeated a match. Suddenly, Hajun-gu enters the class. He looks at Sehyun and asks if he beat Changdong. Sehyun says he insulted his family. Hajun says he has heard that Sehyun has taken boxing classes. He asks him to hit him and he will let him go. Sehyun wonders what he should do. Can he use the cards he won after the last quest? The silver card offers healing beans and the bronze card offers high singing notes. He says he will be beaten anyway so he throws a jab at Hajun but he dodges it. Then he throws a punch at Sehyun and he passes out. After he opens his eyes, Hajun asks him to come outside with him. While smoking outside, he apologizes to Sehyun for punching him as it was just a reflex and he did not want it. Sehyun is shocked hearing this. Hajun says he has the potential of fighting. While lying on his bed at night, Sehyun is still thinking about Hajun's friendly behavior. The next day at school, Sehyun and Yakuza are sitting in the class when Changdong comes there and tells him that Hajun has called him after school. Sehyun thinks Hajun wants to beat him after school. He still goes to him and sees all the popular students are smoking and drinking there. Hajun asks him to sit. Those students ask him to sing for them. He wonders what he should do now. He uses the high notes card and sings a song. They all get surprised. The next day he goes to school excitedly as he is friends with Hajun now. He meets him on the way to class. Suddenly, the system shows him the main quest of fighting and beating Hajun in 3 days. He is shocked as it is impossible for him to beat Hajun. Sehyun is having lunch with Hajun. He is still thinking about the quest he was assigned. Hajun finishes his lunch and leaves. Suddenly, an idea comes to his mind. He decides he will not fight with him and will give up the quest. With Hajun on his side, he does not need any rewards as no one at school will beat him and life will be easy. Hajun is beating Changdong. Sehyeon is shocked to see this. Karen Beek appears from behind and tells him Hajun is not a good guy at all. He is beating Changdong because he did not pay him enough. All the money bullies collect from school goes to Hajun's pocket. She warns him that Hajun is being nicer to him for a reason and he should be alert as well. Hajun sees Sehyeon and asks why he is here. Sehyeon asks him why he is so nice to him. Hajun says because he is a good fighter and he wants strong people around him. In the evening, Sehyeon practices because he has decided to fight with him. Suddenly, some bullies come and surround him and they demand him money. He says he has no money at all. One of them tries to throw a punch at him, but he hits him first. A window appears and shows his jab score has increased and he feels more powerful after that. A side quest starts. Sehyeon throws a jab at Sangcheol's chin and he passes out. The other 4 bullies run to hit him, but he takes them to a close place where he can take them one by one. He uses the healing bean and his stamina restores. Then he takes all of them one by one. He claims his reward of a gold card. The next day at school, it's only 8 hours left to complete the quest. He thinks how can he defeat the undefeatable, and if he does not win, his life will go back to as it was before. Hajun comes there and asks him to come with him to the snack shop. Sehyeon leaves his worries aside for a while and gets ready to go with him. On their way to the snack shop, a student mistakenly touched his ice cream with Hajun's shirt. He apologizes for it. Hajun grabs him and beats him. Sehyeon says they were going to the snack shop. Hajun asks if he is talking to him. Sehyeon says yes. HW says now he will fight him as Hajun is cruel. Hajun raises his hand, but instead of beating Sehyeon, he pats his head and says there is no need to get angry just because he hits someone in his class. Sehyeon was not expecting this response. Hajun takes him to the snack shop. At the PT class, Sehyeon is sitting alone, thinking Hajun really thinks of him as his friend, and like that he cannot complete the quest. Yakuza asks him if something is bothering him. He says soon he will be getting bullied by Hajun. Charon comes to him and asks if he was really trying to pick a fight with Hajun. He says no. He asks her why she hangs out with people like Hajun even though she never bullies anyone herself. She says it makes her life easier. Someone tells him that Yakazu has picked a fight with Hajun. Yakuza tells Hajun to stop harassing Sehyeon. Hyujin says they are friends. He punches Hyujin and says it's people like him who should not be around him as they show him weak. Sehyeon reaches there and throws a punch at Hajun. The whole school gathers there to see the fight. Hajun asks him if he really wants to pick a fight as he thought they were friends. Sehyeon says he has only one friend at school and it's Yakuza. He adds that he will knock Hajun down in 5 seconds. Everyone standing around is excited to see Hajun beat Sehyeon. He throws a jab at Hajun. He dodges it and says it's already been 5 seconds. Sehyeon keeps throwing jabs at him but Hajun keeps dodging them. Sehyeon gets exhausted. That's when Hajun punches him in his stomach and he falls on the ground. Hajun says Sehyeon does not know anything else other than jab. He keeps beating him. Sehyeon recalls his plan he made in his room. He keeps going to him and Hajun keeps beating him. He still has to wait to use his maximum capacity card. He keeps going until Hajun gets sick of him. Then he gets his chance. He uses his healing bean to restore his stamina. He grabs him from his waist and uses his maximum capacity card. His weight increases to 344 pounds. He lifts him and throws him on the ground. Then he throws a jab at him with maximum capacity. Hajun looks miserable. He accepts his defeat. So the main quest is completed. Everyone present there is shocked. The system rewards him with a platinum card. Sehyeon claims it. The next day at school, when Sehyeon comes to school, everyone stares at him and calls him the new top dog of the school. While sitting inside the washroom, he claims his platinum card thinking how amazing the reward could be. He gets a reward for peeking at someone. He doesn't know what it means as he was hoping for an attack card with something better than a jab. Whenever he passes among other students, they start murmuring about him that he is a psychopath. They also say Hajun is still in the hospital. Sehyeon wants to tell everyone that they all are misunderstanding him. Suddenly, Hyundong Lee appears from the front and asks if he is Sehyeon. He says yes. He bows in front of him. Sehyeon panics and asks them to leave. Yakuza tells him that those students used to follow Hajun but now they are here to follow Sehyeon and they want to unite the gangbuk, which is currently a battlefield. At the same time, a new quest appears and it says Sehyeon has to rule over West Gangbuk. He calls Hyundong Lee and says he is officially taking the West from now. Charon-beek comes to her and asks if he has really taken over the West. Sehyun looks at her and uses his card to peek at her. The statistics of Charon-beek appear on the window. Sehyun is disappointed as he was hoping for something else. Unaware of what's happening with him, Charon slaps him and leaves him as he is freaking her out. He thinks that this card can prove useful to him during fights. Hyundong presents him the money he collected from the students. He also tells him that he has to attend the inauguration as the new leader of the West Gangbuk. It also appears on his quest window, so he unwillingly accepts the invitation. At the ceremony, all the top students bow in front of him. He is also briefed that the Gangbuk is all divided right now and is at war because the previous leader gave it up. Sehyun says he is not interested in any of this and leaves. He is told that he still has to attend the Gangbuk conference. He says he just wants to attend the school at peace and nothing else. Yeohan, the top dog of East Gangbuk, is informed about Suhyun. Seok Kang, top dog of South Gangbuk, is also excited to see Sehyun at the conference. Sehyun calls Hyundong and tells him that he will attend the conference as it is the new quest on his window, and he can't abandon it. Sehyun keeps peeking at other students as he is enjoying it. He notices that with every peek, his score is also increasing. Today is the day of the conference. Sehyun is doing this just because he is addicted to those rewards. Hyundong greets him by bowing in front of him. He has also brought the best fighters with him to take them to the conference in case they have to face a fight there. He asks them to go home as only those three are going to the conference. They reach an abandoned building. Hyunong tells them that the conference always takes place here as this area is shady and no one comes there. As he enters the building, Seok Kang welcomes him with a smiling face. He shows them the seat for the representatives. Hyundong warns him not to be fooled by Seok's smile as he just seems nice but is the dangerous one of all of them. But he doesn't seem concerned about anything happening as he just wants the quest to complete so he can claim his reward. Yeohan also enters the building yelling at others. Seok welcomes him as well. Sunhyun gets the notification of the quest compilation. He stands up and walks out, but Ye grabs him and asks where he thinks he is going. Ye asks Sehyun to fight with him. He does not show any response as he does not want any quest widow to pop up and cause trouble for him. Seok is planning to attack them both when they both will be fighting each other, so he will take them down together and win. A member of Yeha's team asks him to stop as Seok is here and he will try to take advantage of this fight. Yeha walks away saying he will fight Sehyun some other day. Sehyun is happy as he did not have to fight anyone today. He peeks at his both opponents as he wants to know about them, but his rank is too low to peek at them. The next day at school, he arrived very tired as he could not sleep well last night. Those college students welcome him and say they heard the rumor that Sehyun had beaten Yeha at the conference with his dragon fist. Surely, the rumor was spread by Hyundong. He has caught a fever and is resting at the infirmary. He opens his cards as no one is around and claims the gold card first. It allows him to assemble or disassemble cards to get higher or lower ranked cards. He starts using his new ability and gets new cards. While he is busy assembling cards, a new quest pops up. He has to recruit members for his crew. He asks Yakuza to join his crew. He agrees. Then he asks Hyundong to be a member of his crew. He kneels to him in respect as he thinks he is gathering members to reunite the Gangbuk. While lying on the bench in the park and thinking about whom to recruit, he hears Charon's voice. He asks why she is here. She tells him she lives here in the neighborhood. He asks her for a favor by hitting him in the face as something good will happen to him after that. She lifts her hand, but the same thugs whom he beat come here for revenge. The side quest appears to fight them and defeat them. He gets ready thinking he has defeated them once and he can defeat them again, but who is their boss? Their boss steps in and hits him in the stomach. It feels good to him, so he takes multiple hits and his strength increases up to rank C. He punches Sangcheol and takes him down with a single hit. He is now strong enough to beat them all. Those thugs attack him all together and he takes them down at once. Sanghyuk claps and says he is not a bad fighter. He throws a punch at him, but Sehyun hits him with a direct punch. Suddenly, his strength decreases as he has not got any hits, so he gets beaten for a while. Karen asks Sanghyuk to stop, but he keeps going. At the same time, his strength increases and he hits Sanghyuk with a punch. He takes the bean to get his endurance back. He figures out that to increase the master card, he needs to get beaten and feel ashamed at the same time. He then uses the maximum endurance card and his ability reaches to level A. He beats the crap out of Sanghyuk. The quest completes and he receives a silver card. The next day at school, Karen slaps him for spreading the rumor that they are dating. He says he has no idea what she is talking about. Hyundong comes there having a boutique in his hands and surely the rumor was spread by him. Sanghyuk apologizes to Yeha as he lost to Sunhyun. He tells him that he is definitely a trained fighter, and he has spread that rumor about him. Iha says he will fight him if he wants to. On the other side, Sehyun is claiming his new card. Daeseong Hwang stops Iha and says he will tear Sehyun apart and make him a lesson for the vultures. Iha says if he can really do this. Daeseong says if he does not trust his guts. Sehyun thinks the recent card he claimed is not the good one, but he is more worried about recruiting crew members. Hajin is back to school. Sehyun sees him and tries to hide from him. He gets a quest to recruit him as a crew member. He is shocked how he would do that. While he is sitting on the bus stand, a guy comes and tells him that Hyundong is taken by Daeseong. Sehyun asks him to handle it by themselves and leaves. Hyundong getting beaten by Daeseong and his fellow. He is thinking it's his end. At the same time, Sehyun comes there and punches a thug. He tells Hyundong no to worry as he will deal with these thugs. He picks at Daeseong to check his abilities and wonders how good he is at taking hits. Daeseong asks him if he is ready to get beaten by him. He throws a straight punch at him, but it seems it does not hurt him at all. He keeps throwing the punches but nothing works. Daeseong hits him in his stomach. Hyundong tells him that there is a huge weight difference among them. Sehyun tries to activate the maximum capacity card, but it does not work as he just used it last night. Daeseong grabs him and slams him at the ground. He leaves the rest to his fellows. Suddenly, Hajin comes there and helps him. He says he is ready to join his crew. For this quest completion, he gets a silver card. Daeseong asks if he wants to fight with him as well. Hajin says it's not him who should worry about. Sehyun uses the bean and restores his stamina. He gets a new quest to combine different cards and execute a new combination. He takes multiple hits to activate the master ability card. His strength increases and he hits him. Daeseong really gets hurt this time. He uses the combination of the moon card and Taekwondo spinning back kick card to take him down. He gets a reward of a golden card. He claims it. Sehyun gets 2 golden cards with an option to choose only one. Meanwhile, Hajin asks those thugs to get lost. He reaches home and is worn out, so he falls on his bed and opens the cards he won. One card can tell him about all the future cards he will be rewarded. The other is the challenger card who can answer all his questions. He leaves the decision for later and goes to sleep. Daeseong is apologizing to Iha as he lost to Sehyun. On the other hand, Sehyun finds Hajin in the restroom and he thanks him for helping him yesterday. He also thanks him for joining his crew. Hajin says he did so to keep an eye on him, so he should not be very happy. Sehyun hopes that Ia will not come after him now. Hajin tells him that Ia just looks stupid, but his method of working is totally different and Sehyun should be more alert from now on. Iha is inquiring with Daeseong about Sehyun's attacking method and his strategies. He is being told that he shows himself totally defeated, and when his opponent gives up on him, he knocks him out. During their meeting, Hyundong is telling him how this fighting system works. He is getting bored, so he opens the card and selects the fateful card. Suddenly, everyone disappears. He goes out of the school building. He sees the challenger card addressed to him. He asks him why he is getting these quests and when will it end. The challenger card says to get the answers, Sehyun must show what he is capable of. He gives them a challenge to unite the East and West Gangbuk, and he can achieve Diamond, Master and Challenger cards as a reward too. He comes back to reality and sees everyone around him considering him dead as his eyes were closed and he was not responding. He leaves the meeting as he needs the rest, but before exiting he tells them that he will unite East and West Gangbuk. He keeps using a peak card to up his rank to E level. He uses it at Karen and notices now he can check the weight and height of the others as well. He is passing through a street checking his cards and thinking he cannot defeat Ia with them and he should avoid him until he gets stronger. But Ia appears from the front and kicks him. He uses his healing bean to restore his stamina and peeks at Iha. His stats shows he is a pro and Sehyun is not able to defeat him right now. He gets a quest to fight and defeat Iha under a hidden condition. He tries to be smart and asks him to fight another day with a proper audience. As Iha turns and moves away, he kicks from behind, but Iha dodges it and kicks back and throws him away. The hidden condition is achieved and he gets a diamond card for it. Sehyun opens his eyes and finds himself in school. Hyundong brought him here and took care of him. He is sad because he lost to Iha. Hajin says he must be thankful as he did not cause much damage to him. He peeks at Hajin and finds he is nearly as strong as Iha is. He wonders how he was able to defeat him. He asks everyone to leave him alone for a while as he wants to check his diamond card. As soon as he claims it, the card shows a warning to summon it at a safe place. The East Dogs welcome Ia after he defeats Sehyun. He orders Doyok Kang to take over the West as it belongs to them now. He tells him to take Jin Park with him to handle Hajin as he can create problems. Now he wants to focus on taking over the South. Sehyun reaches home and summons the copy cloud from the diamond card. Suddenly a cloud pops in front of him. Meanwhile, Dahyun's friends visit her home. Sehyun activates the copy cloud. It finds a target to copy. Dahyun opens the door to call Sehyun and the cloud copies her. Dahyun falls after the coping process completes. He asks her if she is okay. She says she felt like she was tied up. She thinks this house is haunted. He wonders what he should do now. He commands the card to paste what he copied and it makes a copy of Dahyun. He touches it to check whether it is real or not. It gets angrier and slaps him. It decides to disappear after that. At school, he is leaning on the desk thinking how he can use the new card for his benefit. Suddenly, Hyundong calls his name and he gets scared. He is told that the people from the east are trying to take over the west, and they have 5th and 13th rank leaders. At this moment, the west has no fighters to stop them. He gets shocked hearing this as he has only 3 attack cards and is not able to take everyone down alone. When he was sitting and worrying outside the school, Hajun comes there. He asks a favor from him but Hajun says no even without listening. He creates a copy of Hajun to practice with and increase his frightening level. The students of Gangbuk Girls High School are leaving for home after school when Doyok and his gang decided to harass them for fun. Sehyun and others are also going home after school when a guy comes running and tells them that Iha's men are there in the west and they are harassing the girls. They all get shocked first. Sehyun decides to fight them and save the girls. Suddenly, Disong comes there to take revenge for his defeat. Sehyun asks others to go help those girls and he will take care of Disong alone. Doyok and his gang have stopped the girls on their way home and are teasing them. Hyundong comes there and asks them to stop. They mock him as he cannot stop them all by himself, yet he is ready to fight. Suddenly, they all stop as they see Yakuza, also known as El Diablo, as there is a rumor that he is the 2nd ranked in the west. They all still take their chances, but Sehyun shows up there after defeating Disong in no time. He beats all of those guys as his strength and skills are increased drastically. A side quest has been created for him and he is ready for it. Doyok tells him he is not stronger than Disong and he can beat him in no time. He throws a punch at him but Sehyun throws a side kick at him. He then uses the moon card and maximum capacity card together to knock him down. He asks the girls if they are okay. They say yes and thank him for saving them. Soha asks for his number and he gets surprised. Jin goes to Hajun. He tells him that Ia has sent him to kick you out of his way to take over the west. Hajun does not let him speak another word and knocks him down with a single punch. Then he asks if he really thought he had gone weaker. So his mother comes to her and asks her not to remain up late. Shoha, who shows her is a bibliophile of course books, is actually a bibliophile of erotica. Sehyun is lying on his bed and thinking about who he should hire as his 4th crew member. An idea pops up in his mind. He summons the copy cloud and asks it to join his crew. It accepts the invitation. He completes his main quest and gets a golden card as a reward with which he can level up his crew members. He looks at the statistics of his crew members and wonders how he can level them up. He gets a notification that he has to get level up cards for that by completing level up quests. He leaves this matter for later and claims his silver card. He gets a weaving skill. He gets a side quest to complete the boxing combination. So he starts combining his different bronze cards to make a card with boxing technique. At the school, Hyundong briefs him on the territory he won after defeating Doyok. Sehyun asks if Iha will not come to take that territory back. He is told that Iha is busy with Seok as he attacked him so they can relax for a while. He gets a quest to show dominance over schools under his authority to claim level up cards. He becomes excited to get these cards and moves for it. Suddenly, Soa comes there and asks him why he has not replied to her texts. He says he will reply to her later. Karen sees this conversation and gets angry. Students of Seojin High School are discussing whether they should ally with Sehyun or not. Jinsu Jang, the top dog of Seojin School, says he will not follow Sehyun. As soon as he climbs the mountain to talk to those students, he gets attacked by Jinsu. He dodges it and throws a hook punch at him. As soon as Sehyun knocks down Jinsu, all the other students of Seojin High School agree to follow him. Dojin High School already wanted to get rid of East Gangbuk, so they accepted Sehyun as their leader. Jogging Tech School is also happy to join the rule of West, but they request not to increase the dues. As the quest completes, he gets 4 level up cards. He thinks whom he should use these level up cards on. He decides to use them on Yakuza as he is the weakest member of the crew. He asks Hyundong about the top dog of North as he never shows up in conferences. He is told that there is no information about him, but it is rumored that he is the strongest one. Hyundong thinks that Sehyun needs a woman to take care of some matters as his rule is increasing. He thinks Chirin is the best woman for this work. He proposes the idea of having a pool party at a resort to bring Karen and Sehyun closer. She slaps him and says they are not friends, so she is not coming. Her friends come to her working place and insist she should come with them as the resort they have booked is famous on Instagram. She agrees. They all go to the resort. Seok is attacking east from south and was expecting the west to attack east as well. But he is informed that Sehyun is having a pool party at a resort. They all have reached the poolside resort for a 2-day trip. Girls decide to go to the changing room to get comfortable. Some guys from North Gangbuk recognize Hajun and wonder what the students from West are doing here. One of them suggests to report the higher-ups, but their boss says they will take them by themselves. Karen's friends are having fun at the pool and discussing how hot Hajun looks like. Karen is angry with her friends as they misguided her about pool dressing. They all have a decent meal. Hyundong suggests they play a game and the loser will shave his or her eyebrows. He asks Sehyun and Karen to get into the closet and whoever comes out first will be considered a loser. He puts a condition that participants have to hold each other's hands. They both disagree, but Hyundong convinces them and locks them inside. Those thugs from North stop Yakuza and ask him if he is El Diablo. He gets worried hearing this. While Sehyun is playing that game, he gets a new quest. The quest he has got is about losing to Karen in this game. He wonders what kind of quest it is. He looks at her and she is drenched in sweat. She yells at him to get out first. He says what he will get if he does so. He notices that she is looking sick. He asks her the reason. She says she cannot stand being in small enclosed places. He wonders that she does not seem like the claustrophobic type of person. She tells him when she was younger, she got bullied by enclosing in a closet by her school fellows. He decides to go out first and pushes the door, but it is barricaded from the outside. Karen starts weeping, so he breaks the door of the closet. She thanks her for helping her, but he shaved his eyebrows as he lost to her. Hyundong comes running to him and tells him about Yakuza getting dragged away by 3 thugs of the North Gangbuk. Sehyun says they do not need to worry as he is not the same Yakuza as before. Changseok attacks Yakuza, but he dodges it and attacks him back as his abilities have been leveled up by Sehyun. The other 2 thugs are afraid of him now as he moves forwards to them. As those 2 thugs attack Kyuja, he knocks them down at once. Then he brags about his success in front of others. The girls ask them to leave as they want to sleep now. While walking outside, he thinks about why the North Gangbuk guys attacked them as they were in their territory. Hajun meets the top dog of the North Gangbuk and asks him not to start a fight as they are here just for a short trip. He tells him not to worry as he will crush Sehyun some other time and they can have fun now. Sehyun comes from the trip. His mother is happy as he finally started hanging out with his friends. He goes to his bed and claims the card he won for losing to Karen. It's a silver tongue card and he wonders what it is about. The next day at school, students make fun of his shaved eyebrows. Karen takes him to a separate room and draws his eyebrows for him. In his meeting with his gang, Hyundong tells him that he must start expanding his territory now as he has to unite the whole Gangbuk. He gets a main quest with 3 options and he can only choose one of them. He ponders about all the options and makes his decision. He decides to attack North. Hyundong tells him to forget this idea as North's ranked fighters are all beast fighters. He asks him to start with small steps. He asks them to prepare for a fight. Iha is informed that West Gangbuk is on the move, so he gets ready for the fight. Seok is also informed by this, but he takes time to observe and think first. They both get shocked when they are told that the West is going to attack North. Sehyun and others reach Gangbuk Pool Hall. He is here to ask their leader to join his crew. Their leader Harry Seong comes there and is told that these guys from the West are here to see him. Sehyun thinks it's a girl and asks him to join her crew directly. Haru answers by throwing a kick at his face and says he is not a girl. Hyundong attacks him, but he knocks him down with a single punch. Sehyun asks him to make a bet that if he wins, Haru will join his crew. Eru says why is he keep asking him to join his crew. Sehyun tells him that he can see his potential. He throws a punch at him. He gets a quest to recruit Haru. Haru tries to fight back, but Sehyun is not giving him a chance. He uses the maximum capacity card and knocks him out. He gets a platinum card for attacking the North. Haru is having a bad dream of fighting against the 2nd ranked fighter at North as he assigned him 39th rank, which is the lowest one. That fighter tells him that he is just a weakling and he should be thankful that he is assigned a rank at least. Then his eyes open and he finds himself at West Gangbuk and Hyundong giving him a treatment. He tries to leave, but Sehyun reminds him of his bet. Haru says he doesn't care about that stupid bet. Sehyun uses tongue card to persuade him to join his crew. He agrees, but he makes him aware of the danger if the high rankers at North find out about this recruitment. Sehyun sends the copy cloud at the place of Haru. He goes to the washroom to claim his cards. He gets a table tennis drive after claiming the silver card. Then he claims the platinum card. It's a mirror call card. He gets a level up quest, so he attacks South Gangbuk as the quest is about finding their business operation. Haru alone is fighting the members of South Gangbuk. He asks for help from Sehyun, but he is busy taking notes about Haru's skills. Hyuja also enters the fight. Sehyun notices the rest of the members running away holding some bags. Haru is all beaten up after fighting a lot of guys. Then Junil comes there to fight him. Hyuja is also attacked by Yoongi. Sehyun manages to retrieve one bag from those guys. He is about to open it when Dong-yu lifts him and slams him on the ground. Seok asks about the situation at the underpass. He is told that Dong-yu and the twins are taking care of the situation. He is worried about the bags as he might get in trouble if someone gets a hand on them. Sehyun and others are defeated by Gong-yu and the twins. Dong-yu asks the twins to take care of the bag, otherwise Seok will be angry at them. Sehyun gets an idea that whatever business operation quest it is in the bag. So he uses the mirror call to restore his crew's stamina and strength for 1 minute. They attack them and retrieve the bag. Seok gets furious when he comes to know about it, and he is ready to shake hands with East to take down Sehyun. Sehyun opens the bag to see what is in it. He finds pain relief patches in it. He wonders what Seok is doing with these patches. Hyuja tells them that it's fentanyl, a drug used to relieve pain, but if misused it is dangerous. It seems Seok is selling it to students and earning money from them. His quest to identify the South Gangbuk's business operation completes, and he gets the level up cards. Ia gets a call from Seok to team up against Sehyun. He asks for a part of the southern territory in return, which Seok agrees to give him. Sehyun is going home after having a long rough day when he gets a call that the East has attacked the West, and they are unable to fight them. He runs toward that area to help. Hyundong is getting beaten by the thugs of the East. They have already beaten the other members. Those thugs tell him that he is just a burden for his crew. They call Sehyun from his phone and tell him that they are going to break his legs. Suddenly, Hyundong's potential level increases and he attacks that thug. Meanwhile, Hajun comes there. Do-ilk and Jin gets frightened seeing him there. He asks them to call Yea here and light his cigarette. Hyundong is having a tough time again, so he takes a metal exhaust pipe and fights dirty to knock down his opponent. But he is exhausted now. Hajun has beaten Do-ilk and Jin is ready to fight him. He attacks Hajun and hits him with his head, but it doesn't hurt him much, so Hajun grabs Jin's head and punches him and breaks his bones. Ia comes there and kicks Hajun away. He brings an action team with him to fight Hajun, but Hajun beats them in no time. Sehyun is worried that he will not be able to reach there on time and the fight will be over before he reaches there. Suddenly he comes up with a plan. Iha says his action team is here just to make Hajun tear so he can be beaten easily later. They again start attacking him. Sehyun uses all his level up cards on Hajun to help him from here. It increases his skills. An attack card grants him with the Kisi fighting method and he becomes a human weapon. Iha is also shocked to see Hajun at this level of strength. Hajun is fighting alone and thinking these techniques are so natural, like he knew them for a long time, but he never has used any of them before. He keeps knocking down all of his enemies one by one when Ia kicks his temple. Hajun cannot see properly after getting that hit. Ia keeps throwing kicks at him and Hajun falls to the ground. He is about to throw a final kick when Sehyun comes there and throws a punch at him and he slides away. Sehyun thinks he will defeat Ia today, but at the same time, his army shows up. Hyundong tells Sehyun that Seok and his men are also on the way to the battlefield to fight against us. Iha tells him that one never knows when an enemy will strike from behind and that the same enemy can turn around and become your ally. Sehyun knows he cannot win, so he asks to make a deal. He asks him to let them go and he will give them the bag that holds the key to Seok's business operation. Iha accepts the deal. The next day, Sehyun apologizes to everyone as he had to make a deal with the enemy. They need a man to make strategies for them. Hyundong suggests a person who is fit for this job. A new quest appears to recruit that guy. They all four go to talk to Jihyuk Jang, the Sun Tzu of Gangbuk. He presents himself as a servant and says the master is busy and cannot see any guests. Sehyun says please let him know that they came. Hyundong tells Sehyun that the servant himself is Jihyuk Jang, but he is not ready to help them. Haru guesses that the guy is lustful, so he tries to trap him and gets ready to help. He shows them a solution, that they should get help from North and give them a part of the territory you win in exchange. Hajun and North men should defend against East Gangbuk, while the rest four of you should attack South to get that area. Jihyuk Jang officially joins the crew. Hajun gets help from the North, Danks and Choi, and he agrees to fight East if they attack. While lying on the bench in the park, Sehyun thinks he is the weakest in strength among all the crew members. He cannot use his level up cards to increase his strength as it would make the quest tougher as well. He has to find a way to practice, so he decides to go north and do random fights there to increase his strength, as no one really knows him there. Meanwhile, he gets a new quest to explore North Territory. They ask about his name and he says he is Bagman Kim. Those guys outnumber Sehyun and beat him well. They leave him there as they are not allowed to kill anyone here in the north. Sehyun doesn't give up as he is here to become stronger, so he uses different cards and knocks them all. He tells Kyuja about his hunch over the phone. They both don't trust Jihyuk Jang, so he is preparing himself for everything. The first part of the quest has been completed. Now he has to work to make his name famous here. A high level of rank 20 in North Gangbuk is informed about the attack by Bagman. He decides that revenge is necessary to maintain the balance. His second part of the quest completes. He doesn't know how it happened, but he is happy. Now he gets the next part, and it is to know Soha Young better. It is going to be difficult as he has not been replying to her texts lately. Kaharin is being asked if